Yo, what is up guys and welcome back to the channel. Today we've got another review on the FUT birthday, YOUCEF ATAL. We're going to go through the card in detail, stats, clips and summary. Before we get into all of that, if I could ask you guys to please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell so you know when I upload, and comment down below if you're going to try out this card. Without further ado, let's get into the review. So guys, this is the team that I use, YOUCEF ATAL, and I played him in that 4-2-3-1 in that right mid spot, and I also did shift him to that right back slot to test him out there and see how he did. And overall guys, my first impressions, this card, I love this card. This card was brilliant for me, just up and down that wing, capable of doing every part of the game as well. Really great card in all aspects. Without further ado though, let's just get into the review. YOUCEF ATAL, 5'9", high medium work rates, right footed, 5-star skill moves and 5-star weak foot, 4 games played, 6 goals scored and 3 assists. Now that is from right mid and half the game also at right back, guys, and he was brilliant in both of those positions. I think this card is really great at everything, and all the stats, all of the attributes there particularly play towards him being a great card. In terms of the chemistry style, guys, I did try a shadow on him, I did try a sentinel on him as well, and then I went back to the basic just to see how he performed without any chemistry style on him. Which leads me into the key stats, guys. The key pros of this card: the sprint speed and the acceleration are phenomenal in this card, really quick. The finishing is really good on this card as well, guys, and the attack positioning is great. And because he's on basic, his agility does get a little bit of a boost as well, so that was nice as well in this card. The stamina is 90 as well. He's able to run up and down that wing all game, so it was really nice to have that as well. In terms of the cons, guys, I would say that his dribbling does feel a little bit slow if you don't have a slight boost to it, so the agility really did help out. That little agility boost did help out, taking him a little bit higher. In terms of his other cons as well, guys, if you're going to play him further back or in a wing back slot, I do think you need to boost his defending stats. Again, the basic chemistry style did that for me, just enough to allow him to be able to defend competently. One other pro as well that I do want to bring up, guys, is his aggression. He was really strong, really good in terms of playing on that wing against all types of defenders and wingers as well, so he did really well in that regard too. In terms of the player trait, he's got the injury prone trait, the flair trait, the speed dribbler, outside the future, and technical dribblers, all again lovely traits to have in a right midfielder and a right wing back, right back as well. And now that we've covered that, we're going to get into some of the clips that I got with him. So guys, getting into some of YOUCEF ATAL's clips, and what you guys are going to see is his ability to just play that right midfield spot, play that right wing back slot, and play the right back slot as well. He did play right winger a lot for me as well, guys, and I feel like this card just did really well. Now if we just get straight into the first pro of this card, guys, which is his pace. He is so fast. He was embarrassing Mendy at times, and that's really difficult to do on this game, as you guys know, so having this ability to be able to do that really was fantastic, and I felt like he was able to hold his own, especially because of his aggression, his physicality and his pace. He really was able to scare any defender he was up against. Now guys, the next thing I want to get into is actually his passing and crossing. Now his passing is okay. I feel like his link up play is decent. However guys, his crossing suggests it's quite low on this card. I would say that this crossing is actually higher than what the card suggests. He was able to put the crosses on the money a number of times for me, and that was really fantastic as well, because it just added another dimension. If I couldn't get the shot off with him, I could drive out wide and get the cross off with him, and that was fantastic as well, guys, because it allowed me just to add another dimension in terms of being able to create chances. Now the next thing I want to get into, guys, is his dribbling. His dribbling is a little bit stiff. Now with the basic chemistry style, he is okay. I do feel like that if you chose to boost his dribbling, playing him at the right winger spot, you'd get a far better usage out of this card. I do feel like at times his dribbling was a little bit stiff, but not enough to warrant me complaining about it too much, guys. It's not really an issue. If we're really nitpicking at things about this card, that's just something I would pick up on. His physicality is tremendous as well, guys. He runs all day long with that stamina, and if you give him the right chemistry style as well, his aggression and strength go to 90+, which is absolutely phenomenal. You really don't need to boost the pace on this card, so you can focus your chemistry style elsewhere and really pick out the best elements of this card to be able to give the best results for you. The next thing I'll get into, guys, is his shooting. Now his attack, positioning and finishing were both fantastic, and I feel like this card from the longer distance shots really did struggle and that was the only really part of his shooting game that I thought that's a little bit of a struggle for me. But overall, guys, I think when I did get into the box or slightly inward of the 18-yard line there, I felt like this card was just able to stick anything away. Really clean striking of the ball as well. Guys, the question comes up for this card as the same as did for Houssem Aouar, is that where do you play this card? Because do you play him at that right wing back slot? Do you play him at that right mid slot? Do you play him at right wing? Now guys, for me, I think the defending on this card does need a helping hand if you are going to play him as a right wing back. But guys, I also do think that that is his best position. If you were to put a sentinel on him, this card becomes a monster in terms of a right wing back, and you're able to use him even as a right back as well, because of how good his stats are. So for me, guys, that would be my recommended position. However, if you do choose to go with a right winger kind of play on this card, you will not be disappointed. He's able to finish chances, create opportunities, good crossing, good passing, wonderful pace, wonderful physicality as well. And overall, guys, having that 5-star, 5-star as well just adds greatness to this card as well. It's just fantastic to use in terms of all of that. As we get into the final couple of clips, guys, you'll see more of the finishes that you got from me. And in this final one, it really is Atal from start to finish. Getting on the defender here, running at them, creating an opportunity here, driving into the box, and finishing in the far side. So guys, getting to this final YOUCEF ATAL summary, 62 on the PlayStation 510 on the Xbox and 659 on the PC. Now we're not going to go too much into the price again, guys, because it's so volatile. We will look at that another time. In terms of the key stats, guys, of course that pace, a big one, the stamina, a great one as well as these dribbling stats, they're all pretty good. The shooting, in terms of the finishing and the positioning, is very good as well. So all of that, lovely to have in this type of player. Guys, it depends on where you're going to play this guy, I think, for what chemistry style you're going to use him. If you are going to use him as a right winger, then I would recommend boosting, of course, those shooting stats and those dribbling stats as well. Maybe a finisher would be the best way to go. It doesn't really help his long shots out, but what it does give him is really good dribbling, really great finishing as well. A marksman would do him no harm either in terms of just being a really strong, capable winger. However, I do think that agility does need a slight helping hand. If you stick with basic, then it does do quite a decent job of just helping him all around, and brings him up to a really, really usable card as well. In terms of similar players, guys, I think that Bukayo Saka isn't a half bad shout. I think this Atal is actually way more capable than Bukayo Saka, and you're getting him for a fraction of the price, linking well to other players like Les Melu, like Todibo. You're able to link this card in really well, which we'll get into in just a second. So I do think that this card has a lot of shades of Saka and can play a lot better than him as well in the defensive end, particularly. In terms of course, linkability, which we just mentioned, you have one perfect link there, but the strong links to, of course, all of the Nice players, other players across Liga as well that he will link to in terms of teammates. Les Melu and Todibo, though, the two big ones there that you're able to link him into. Which leads me into my final summary, guys, and I think this card will dip below, I think it'll trend towards 500k. I don't think it'll dip lower than that, guys. This card is really, really good, and in terms of the completeness of the card and how well he plays and what he's able to do, I think this card's one of the better cards in this promo as well. So I wouldn't expect this to dip too low, guys, so please do keep an eye out on that for that price as well. But I do really love this card. I think it's a phenomenal card, and if you are going to use him, I actually think the best position for him is wingback. We didn't actually cover that, guys, in terms of what we would put on him in terms of wingback, but if we do just quickly look at that, I would recommend the Shadow, of course. That's what it does to his defending stats, guys. Makes him very usable there as well. You could, of course, look otherwise as well at the Sentinel, which will help him out a lot more in terms of defensive awareness, and there as well in terms of his physicality. He doesn't really need the pace boost, actually, now that I think about it, so the Sentinel would maybe be the best way to go with that. But yeah, guys, fantastic card. Grab him when his price drops a little bit. Hope you guys did enjoy this review. If you did, please do smash that like button. Until next time, I will see you all in a bit.